Hello, this is Kian from CryptoBoost. Really happy to have you here with me today. So, as you have probably seen in the market, we've had a bit of a correction, and yeah, that was to be expected with the massive increase in price we've had over the past few weeks, past few months. And yeah, but without further ado, let's look a little bit at what happened in the market. So, BTC is now around 11,500 US dollars with minus 11% in the last 24 hours. And Ethereum is doing a bit worse with minus 11.9% and is trading at $272. XRP a bit worse at minus 15.5%. Bitcoin Cash minus 18%. So yeah, altcoins are suffering massively. So the fact is, many of the altcoins didn't actually gain much in valuation over the last few weeks. Mostly it was BTC, Ethereum, and Litecoin, maybe a few other coins that gained in price over the last few weeks. But now with BTC and Ethereum correcting, the altcoins, other altcoins are just getting a massive beating in devaluation. So they didn't actually increase much in price, and now they're actually losing even more in valuation due to the correction of Bitcoin. So it's very harsh environment for altcoins at the moment, and yeah, hopefully there will be a turn in the market soon, but currently it's not looking very bright. Especially, for example, for EOS with minus 20% over the last 24 hours, trading at $4.65. So very brutal indeed, especially for people that entered the market in the last few days. Very brutal, but you can't expect like massive gains without a little bit of a correction from time to time. So the global market cap is currently at 313 billion US dollars. The last high that we had was pretty good. It was actually a nice indication of a continuation of the trend. However, now due to this correction, we have had a lower low, which is not a very bullish sign. It's actually more of a bearish sign. And now what's going to be interesting is to see if we actually manage to hold this 292 billion US dollar market cap, or if we're going to be trading higher. But yeah, we're going to have to wait up and see. The volume is increasing, so that's a good sign. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and look and see if we manage to push back up, have a bit of a continuation of the trend. But then we would have to have a higher high than the previous one. Should we have a lower high, then that's a bearish indication that the correction is not finished, and then we'll have another leg down. But let's look at some charts, look at some support and resistance lines where we're trading at the moment, where it's possible that we'll be, in which ranges we will be trading in the next few days or hours. So here I've got a BTC USD on the daily, and it looks like we're trading at this support line of 11,500 US dollars. We've had a bit of a wick, trading actually as low as 11,100 US dollars. So I think what's very interesting is at the moment the day is only half of the day, so there's still a lot of time for the whole thing to change. It's possible that we push back up way above the support line, but it's also possible that we push way below the support line. And should we push below this support line, then the possibility is high that we'll first be trading around the 10,700 US dollar range, and the next very strong support is actually very close to the 10,000 US dollar range. So yeah, maybe we should look at the 4-hour and see if it's got any other indicators that will maybe show which direction we are going into. And here on the 4-hour range, the thing is we've actually entered the cloud, and the thing is, every time that we enter the cloud, edge-to-edge trade is something that happens very often. As you can see here, we entered the cloud at, for example, 10,700 US dollars, and over the next 16-20 hours we actually made an edge-to-edge trade. So with the Ichimoku cloud, it's a rule of thumb. Very often when the price enters the cloud, then it does an edge-to-edge trade. Here we had another edge-to-edge trade. We actually touched the edge of the cloud, and this is something that I expect to happen. Even though the cloud is pretty small here, I expect another edge-to-edge trade to happen towards the 11,350 US dollar range. And then afterwards, the question now is it going to manage to hold this support line around the 11,330 US dollar range? Should it manage to hold? Is it just going to touch this edge, bounce back up, and then continue above the cloud? Above the cloud is bullish, and under the cloud is bearish. But yeah, it's very interesting. Should we break down below this range, then it's very possible that we'll be trading for a while between the 10,700 US dollar range and the 11,500 US dollar range. And then the question is, how much volume is coming into the market? Is there going to be enough volume to hold this support line of 10,700 US dollars? That's a big question. That's a big question. Now, talking about Ethereum USD, also not a very nice picture that we have here. So if we look at the daily, let's first look at the daily, because if we see some indicators or signals, then they're much stronger on the higher time frame. So the daily time frame is much more stronger weighted than the lower time frames. And here the thing is, we broke way below the fast blue moving average here, and we actually slightly broke down below this slow red moving average here. So this is supposed to act as a support, but it seems like we broke down below it at the 274 US dollar range. However, at the moment, we don't know if the candle actually closed below, because that would take quite a while. So the question is, of course, if today's candle closes below this simple, this slow moving average, then the probability is high that we will see much lower prices around. The next support line is at 250 US dollars, so around this area here. Now, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we actually broke below the cloud, so this is pretty bearish sign. And this indication is that we haven't finished the correction. So yeah, here it seems like we've got around 1 hour and 49 minutes to close this candle. It's going to be a very strong indication to see if this candle closes below this support line of 275 US dollars, then it's a strong probability that we'll be trading even lower around this range of 230 US dollars to 274 US dollars. So a touch of the 230 US dollar range is pretty probable to happen in the next few hours, next few days. Now, if you look at the trading pair Ethereum BTC, I think it's always important to look at Ethereum in relation to BTC. I like to change my buying habits, and at the moment Ethereum is pretty lucrative to buy, since the valuation, if you look at the valuation between Ethereum and BTC, so you take the price of Ethereum divided by the price of BTC, and the exchange rate is very low, so you get more Ethereum than you get BTC for the prices at the moment. So at the moment it looks like we're heading for a triple or even a quadruple bottom. So the last few times that we had this bottom was around 27th, actually the 4th of December 2017 was the last time that we had a very low bottom, and then we had a massive jump in price during the 2017 bull market. The second time that we've had this bottom was around the 10th of December 2018, and that was when the BTC price crashed massively. Even though the rest of the market followed as well, the valuation of ETH BTC still increased a bit, but now it's been on a downwards trend since. So in my opinion, we have to look and see. It's probably not a bad idea to accumulate Ethereum at the moment, since the trading pair is so low. But yeah, this is not financial advice, just my own opinion. I like to accumulate Ethereum, BTC, and some other coins. So sometimes I buy more Ethereum and sometimes I buy more BTC, especially when the ETH BTC valuation is as low as it is right now. Then I'll probably be accumulating more Ethereum. And when the ETH BTC is much higher, for example, on the 14th of May 2018, then I'm probably going to be accumulating more BTC. I still accumulate BTC, but it's probably more weighted towards Ethereum at the moment. Now, XRP USD is not having a very good time, so unfortunately it didn't manage to hold numerous support levels, which led the price to correct quite a bit, and we had what we might call a massive flash crash. And so the price point that we were looking at is, this was actually the pretty strong support level. Unfortunately, it didn't hold at all. So the 37-cent range was supposed to be a very strong support. That was the previous high at on the 6th of April 2019. We had that range, and that was supposed to be a very strong support level. However, it didn't hold at all, and we just crashed with 2 daily candles, losing around I think it's around 20% valuation from the beginning of the first candle at around 39 cents down to the wick actually touched the 31-cent range. Now let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see it clearly. Hope this is better. Yeah, so now we actually touched this 31 cents with the wick, and in my opinion it's possible that we're going to have another touch, a double touch of this support line. And then if we have a double touch of this support line and a bounce, then it's going to confirm that this support line is actually a support line. However, if we don't manage to hold this support line, then we're going to see much lower levels. But let's stay optimistic. And should we hold this support line, then we're probably going to be trading along this range between 31 cents and 37 cents range, with 37 cents acting as a resistance. Yeah, for XRP enthusiasts, fans, this is not a very good site. Hopefully you can still keep motivated and positive even though the price go lower. In my opinion, I'm just going to be waiting for the price to reach these levels, and I'll probably accumulate, add to my position, since I think the range below 31 cents, around the 31 cents is probably a pretty good price for me to accumulate some more. Talking about Litecoin USD, Litecoin has also not had such a great day today, but however, with Litecoin, it's had a very good rally in the last few weeks due to the halving happening in September. And correct me if I'm wrong there. However, now we entered the cloud, so here again an edge-to-edge trade is probably pretty likely. So in my opinion, we're going to be testing the 93 to 95 US dollar range. And yeah, then we'll have to see if it manages to hold this support line. If it manages to hold, then we're going to see another edge-to-edge trade back up to the 117 US dollar range. But for that, it would have to hold this support line. If it doesn't manage to hold the support line, should there happen a tiki cross, so basically the blue line crossing with the red line, then it's going to look pretty bearish for the next few days, even next few weeks. But yes, that's to be expected with the massive increase in price that we've had over the last few weeks and months. Now, if we look at the 4-hour range, probably we actually even broke below the cloud in the 4-hour range. But let's see. Yeah, we broke below the cloud. We had a TK cross, which caused the price to drop from 18 US dollars to actually 103 US dollars. So a very big correction, and it doesn't look that the price is turning anytime soon. So yeah, probably around the 93 US dollar range is yeah, pretty good estimate as where the price could be going towards. But let's see in the next few days how this will evolve. Now, last on our list is Cardano. Cardano has also been a bit on a downtrend as with the rest of the market. It had a tiki cross. Let's make this a bit bigger so you can see it. So we've had here a tiki cross, an edge to edge trade. However, here we broke down below the cloud, and the next support is around 6 cents, and the support afterwards is around the 4 cents range. So I will be looking to maybe buy between the 3 and 5 cent range. That's maybe a range that I'm comfortable to accumulate my position. And yeah, so the super low prices of 8th of February 2019 will be like one of the stronger support lines. Then we've got the 5 cent range, and then we've got the 6 cent range. So more or less all 1 cent apart are the next support lines that we've got to expect. So the first one that we're going to hope to touch is around here, the 6 cent range. But yeah, we nearly had a touch of the wick, so we're gonna have to see if we manage to bounce above this 6 cent range. But like I said, I'm not making any predictions in the market, just looking at what's happening and working with support and resistances and working with the cloud. So that was it for today. Hope you found some useful information. If you've got any questions or about this video, about different indicators, about the Ichimoku cloud, I made one video about how to read the Ichimoku cloud. I think it's pretty useful indicator to use to maybe look at what might be happening in the market. It's a trend following indicator, so very often you'll be late to the trend, but it's pretty useful to make sure that you're following the trend and not going against the trend. That's very useful in a bearish and bullish situation. So that was it for today. I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully the market will not go down too much in the next few days, and we'll find some support. But yeah, without anything more to say, I wish you a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.